Hello and welcome to Not Quite of the Season. Why? Well, I'll explain in a minute. But first, let's talk about spin-offs. When a movie or a show gains a lot of popularity, or the creators just want to keep milking a cash cow, sometimes there's sequels and sometimes there's spin-offs. And while most spin-offs do poorly for whatever reason, be it the characters, the story, or just a lack of interest in the audience, there are some that do quite well and eclipse their origins. So for every Joey, Sam and Cat, and any American Pie sequel past number 3, there's a show like Daria, taking a character and building them up so well that decades after the show was aired, people are still talking about it. And that's why we're here today, to look at a spin-off from the film Toy Story, Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. Now the reason I said that this is not quite an of the season video is because there's no full DVD release of the series, but only the first 3 episodes, which were originally a movie in itself, which is what we're looking at today. So join me as we look at the feature-length episode of Buzz Lightyear's Star Command. So we open our movie, as you might guess, in
Space, the final frontier.
No, Andy's room. You've already got the ending theme song, Shatner. You're not taking this. Inside Andy's room, it doesn't appear to be long after the second film, as we see characters like Wheezy the Penguin, Jessie, and Bullseye making cameos. However, despite these appearances, it doesn't seem like they could get someone special back for this little intro.
It's here? Well, it's about time!
Yeah, just because you brought in the brother of Tom Hanks, doesn't mean you're gonna get the voice of Tom Hanks.
Let me take a look at that. A Buzz Lightyear movie.
Heh, what do you know? You don't look so fat when they draw you that way.
Silence! Your voice is grating on my ear nubs.
They put in the VHS for the movie, which instantly starts, because you remember how all VHSs were perfectly in the beginning of the movie, as we get a fairly stereotypical voiceover.
This is the universe. I work here. Name's Lightyear. Buzz Lightyear.
You do realise that unless someone says they're expecting you, or that you're expected to die later on in your movie, you're not really allowed to use the name repeat, right? Buzz continues his narration, talking about his partner, who may just possibly be evil, given that he has a somewhat sinister syllable in his name, making him about as subtle as Sinestro.
Missing 3 little green men. Last seen Star Command Science Bay. Alpha mission objective, locate LGMs ASAP.
You know, I'm pretty sure this is the opening to the Buzz Lightyear ride at Disneyland. On the farting gas planet of the Zeta Quadrant, we find Buzz and Warp mid-mission.
Buzz Lightyear mission log.
Still don't know if the swirl on my chin is meant to be hair or a pen mark I just never bothered to wash off. The pair head over to the dark side, funny, and find 3 of the little green men in their car, though not the same ones they're looking for.
Hey!
Must save the lost ones!
Whoa. We'll find your amigos, boys. Just not here.
Here.
How could you be so sure?
Mind link.
Oh, come on.
Evil.
Now you're just trying to freak us out.
No, it's my worst fear come true.
You mean a pregnant spider crawled up your nose while you were sleeping and laid eggs in your head?
Okay, my second worst fear.
This diabolical plot can only be the work of the sworn enemy of the Galactic Alliance, evil Emperor Zurg.
What plot? You think Zurg is behind every kitten stuck up a tree?
The Fiend. Why can't he leave kitty cats out of his nefarious schemes?
All I know is we've searched half of the Zeta Quadrant to find the missing LGMs, and what do we find? A lot of nothing!
Uh-oh.
Don't tell me. We're about to go over a huge waterfall.
Yep.
Sharp rocks at the bottom?
Most likely.
Bring it on.
The pair of Space Rangers fight off the monsters that suddenly appear, revealing an even bigger creature.
I should have guessed! A Crater Viper slag monster mutant!
Yeah, sure you did, Buzz. Sure you did. Buzz decides to attack the monster by doing the Hoth maneuver, tying up its hands and revealing a hidden entrance underneath the creature that should probably get sealed up when they drop a rock onto its head. But that might just be some slight editing issues. Inside the secret base and in Zurg's torture division, because he's that kind of evil emperor, we find the little green men being interrogated for their secrets.
Oh, anything?
No.
No, he's not gonna like this.
Anything?
No.
Oh, he's not going to like this.
Oh.
What did I tell him?
Okay, just be careful, guys. You use this joke too many times and it just kind of stops being funny.
Oh, no! What?
Okay, 4 times. You failed the...
Yeah, he didn't like it.
You got me there. You got me. Zurg appears and begins torturing the LGMs, and despite sounding slightly like him, he's not voiced by Tim Curry.
We will never talk. Do your worst.
My plan exactly.
By Wayne Knight, who's probably best known for his role in Seinfeld.
Kramer?
Huh?
Kramer? Kramer! Where are you? Kramer!
Come on, I'm in here. Come on.
There you are.
Yeah. Hello, Newman.
But listen to some of his dialogue during this, and tell me it doesn't sound like something that Tim Curry would do in a heartbeat. Buzz and Warp team to make their way into Zurg's base, along with the LGMs, who are feeling the pain of the others.
It's their mind link thing.
How do you do that anyway?
The Unimind.
Unimind?
The mystical orb that links all of LGM kind. It's on their homeworld. Of course, that's need to know classified.
I'm your partner. I need to know.
Now you do.
Anything else I should know?
No, I'd say you're up to speed.
Okay, thank you.
Now why didn't you just kiss already?
Tell me of your mind link. Tell me your secret.
Never.
No, I'll just have to pick your brains. Where's my cranial dissector board?
Oh come on, that's got to be at least a 5 out of 10 on the Tim Curry scale. Buzz interrupts Zurg, who sends various Hornet drones after him. However, they're about as good as shots of stormtroopers from Star Wars, so it's not like there's much to worry about.
Have we ever hit anybody with these guns?
I hit a bird once.
Back up?
Always a dramatic entrance, Warp. Let's go after Zurg.
Not today, Lightyear, for I started the self-destruct sequence on my way out. It is a moon of doom now.
Moon of Doom. It's fun to say. Moon of Doom. Moon of Doom. Moon of Doom.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
Come on, Warp. It's time to blow this rock.
Self-destruct in 10 seconds.
Get out of here.
No! Go! We're partners!
Self-destruct.
I said go!
3, 2, 1.
Oh, I totally believe that he's dead. And I wouldn't at all think that he's going to reappear at some point, some sort of cliche twist where we find out he's been working for the enemy all along. Back at Star Command, the service for Warp is going ahead.
Space Ranger Warp Dark Matter sacrificed himself for the success of his mission, for the safety of his fellows. I miss him very much.
Nope, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it, and you can't make me. It's too easy. No. Okay, fine.
In his crazed attempt to destroy me, Zurg has robbed the universe of a good man, my partner, my friend. On this day I vow, no Ranger will ever again fall in harm's way because of me. I work alone.
Well, that's going to last all of 10 minutes. We move to Star Command's version of the Danger Room as a group of new recruits are being trained by Commander Nebula.
Commander Nebula.
Ah, Lightyear. I got something I want you to see.
All right, we're cranking it up to level 9, people.
Bring it on.
Level 9? Commander, they're only rookies. Come on, I train on level 9.
I know.
Commander Nebula's kind of a sadist. I like him. With all the other recruits being taken out, it's down to just one named Mira, who's voiced by Nicole Sullivan, which makes the second time she's voiced a character with non-human skin color and superpowers. Commander Nebula, being the sadist that he is, ups the level once more, and it seems that Mira is done for.
How did she do that?
She's from the planet Tangia.
Of course, Tangian ghosting powers. Excellent.
I like you really know what that is, Buzz.
Ranger Mira Nova reporting for duty, sirs.
Mira Nova? Strange coincidence. Isn't that also the name of the heir to the Tangian throne? I met her once.
You saved my planet once.
So what you're saying is she's a princess, and that she's not in the Disney Princess Collection. Although thinking about it, given how long it took for Tiana to come along, it might take Mira a little longer.
No?
No what?
No partner. Too risky.
Oh, look, son. I know you're still torn up about Warp, but next time you're out there...
And Zurg aims for me? What's to keep the princess from in and up like Warp?
You know, watching the whole scene where she phased through solid objects? I mean, I'm pretty sure that would have saved Warp. You know, if he was actually dead. Elsewhere on Star Command, we meet Booster, the cliché big guy with a heart of gold who simply wants to be a space ranger.
You there! The launch bay is for authorized personnel only.
I was just, oh man.
Just like I figured. Guess what, pal? You're through.
He's not through till I say so.
Captain Lightyear.
Buzz.
Ah, space dust.
You know, adding the word space to something doesn't make you sound clever or futuristic. Makes you sound like a douche. Meanwhile, at Zurg's Tower of Overcompensation, Zurg continues to act like he should be voiced by Tim Curry.
Arming him now, sir. Does he have a flamethrower? Remember last time? A flamethrower would have really come in handy.
Tension feels about right. Howard's reflexes. Not bad.
Thanks. A delightful blend of man and machine, with just a naughty touch of lingonberry.
Oh, come on, it's got to be at least a 7 on the Curry scale.
I shall call you Agent Z.
Oh, how I wonder who Agent Z is. I couldn't possibly think that he might be someone the main characters would know, and someone that we saw die earlier on. I will be quite surprised if it turns out to be him. On the planet of Little Green Men, Zurg's spy drone is trying to find the Unimind. Aren't spy drones going to be a little bit more, subtle? Okay.
The Unimind.
No, I believe that. Back at Star Command, the LGMs come to Buzz with their own idea for his new partner.
Witness the future of space justice. XR, the Experimental Ranger.
And let me guess, he's only about yay high?
Kinda short, isn't he?
Do you think so?
But let's see how this goes. Just because it's a cliche doesn't mean it's bad. Okay, liking it so far. Okay, wonderful. So let's continue, shall we?
If Zurg blows up XR, we can put him back together.
Well, at least he might get blown up again later.
Commander Nebula proved a robot ranger?
No, proved, lied to, you know, it's a small difference. Whilst Nebula complains about XR and Buzz has his misgivings, we get the standard robot shtick for a learning robot.
XR is programmed to watch and learn. And he'll be learning from the best. You.
True, but, I don't know.
I don't know.
and I do really dislike the blank slate sort of robot jokes, but like with Sherlock last week, the robot will end up getting his own personality in time, and thus make him a more interesting character overall. Learning of Zurg's attack on the LGM's home, Buzz heads out with XR in tow. Do I need to play the Family Guy clip again? Although I will admit they are smaller and moving targets, thus making them more difficult to hit, compared to Buzz when he was just standing still. Wait, so they just left the Unimind unlocked after they last let it out? Way to keep it safe, guys. As Dark Matter, or Agent Z as he's known for the rest of this, prepares to capture the Unimind, Buzz and XR appear.
At ease, little green citizens. Star Command is on the job.
Yay!
Proving that Zurg's men still cannot hit a damn thing. And as Agent Z joins the fight, Buzz shows off his ventriloquism.
We've got him on the run!
Before both he and XR leave the Unimind completely defenseless. So yeah, good heroing there, Buzz. Buzz and XR manage to corner Agent Z but get outdone, proving that Space Rangers shouldn't only have one weapon on them at any time. Which makes me wonder how solid that spacesuit can be if the gloves can come off so easily, when generally spacesuits are meant to be completely sealed to allow people to, you know, live. Oh, and XR gets blown up as well.
XR, gun!
XR, gun!
With Buzz disarmed and XR down, Zurg captures the Unimind, because for some reason no other pair of Rangers was sent along, despite it being an extremely important mission. Taking XR back to Star Command, the LGM's attempt to put him back together seems to go well, until it becomes more than obvious that they may have lost their little green minds.
Zurg knows the little green guys keep Star Command running. That stinking buckethead. He did this to cripple our operation.
If you knew this, why did you send only one team out to stop him then? Why didn't you send multiple teams instead of expecting just 2 people to hold off an entire invasion force? At Zurg's base, we get a rundown of exposition of Zurg's plan, something that he surely would already know.
You're telling me my plan. I already know my plan. I made up the plan. It's my plan. What I don't know is how close you are to accomplishing my plan!
Okay, so the movie's becoming self-aware. Interesting. Zurg corrupts the Unimind by spirit bending it like the Avatar. Well, it was the evilest cop-out of all time, at least to me. Meanwhile, back at Star Command, Nebula and Buzz tell everyone that they're going to attack with a full-scale assault against Zurg. Why they haven't ever done this before now is beyond me, but what do I know?
Whoa! Full scale? Buzz, listen to your trusted partner when I say, maybe we've overlooked a little thing I like to call negotiation.
And look, he has a personality now! And the voice of the guy who did the pointy-head boss in Dilbert.
Now follow me on this, Buzz. 2 words, timeshare. How many of you love it? All right, Monday through Wednesday, admittedly, the galaxy belongs to Zurg. But Thursday through Saturday, it's ours! We alternate Sundays. What do you think?
And yet he's still making more sense than PHB ever did. XR is removed from the room and given to Booster as the meeting continues, with Mira and Buzz getting into a pissing contest.
And I think a small one-man ship
could slip past the defenses unnoticed.
Exactly. A single Ranger could undermine Zurg's evil operation from within.
And with the new Alpha 1 prototype, I could slip right...
Wait a minute. It was my idea. I should go.
Sorry, but you don't have the field experience to take on such a dicey assignment, Princess.
Princess? I am a Space Ranger.
You know what? You two really should be partners. 'Cause you're both pig-headed show-offs!
Okay, that settles it. Commander Nebula is now my favourite character. XR tricks Booster into going to look around Buzz's ship, and that's about it for the scene. For all intents and purposes, they didn't need to cut back to the pair. They could have just revealed that they were on board later like they actually do, since it doesn't really add anything other than specifically stating that they are on Buzz's ship. Back at Zurg's base, which now seems even more like he's compensating for something, Zurg tests his Mega Ray only to find that it doesn't work.
Did you make sure that the plus end went to the plus part and the minus end went to the minus part?
Oh, that would do it, huh?
Okay, just 2 things here. One, the animation showed that the battery was lowered in by a crane, thus meaning it couldn't possibly be sitting in the position that it is. And two, what kind of evil genius builds something that requires a battery?
Well, I could, but the suit's power comes from the battery of the gods, and I only had one. I tried to get another, and the gods turned me into a bread maker.
You're not a bread maker.
Oh, yeah? Check it out. Actually, it's kind of handy. If I twist the monkey's tail, I can make pumpernickel.
And suddenly, everything made more sense. Back at Star Command, Mira attempts to steal the one-man rocket, though by trying the handle instead of just phasing through it for some reason, and is caught by Buzz.
You were about to hijack the Alpha One. Oh, of all the nerve! Report yourself to Commander Nebula.
Mira, now is neither the time nor the place.
Of course, though, this entire conversation is ended by Mira putting her hand into Buzz's brain. It's not really as cool as it sounds.
And what might that be?
Good night.
Tenji and brain squeeze. Oh.
Who authorized that launch?
It wasn't us, was it?
I know who. It's the Princess, Commander. She stole the Alpha One to take on Zurg by herself.
She beat you to it, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Did Buzz just say...
Yeah, pretty much.
No, that's just my imagination. But of course it wouldn't be the first time someone's thought they've heard something racy in a Disney film. Booster and XR hear Buzz coming onto his ship, fleeing deeper inside it to hide, ending up stuck on board as it takes off. Zurg fires his lack of genitalia cannon, testing it out before firing it at Star Command.
How long have you been with my evil organization?
Ooh, let's see. In total, or just since I've been a brain in a jar?
Brain in a jar.
4 years next week.
Fascinating. Okay.
Now that you mention it, I am a bit overdue for a cost of living raise. You know, when I gave up my body, certain promises were made.
I was just being polite. I don't really care, all right?
Well, at least they're better treated than the staff at Walmart.
Let's hit something else.
Bathios?
The fish faces?
Test underwater effectiveness.
Good point.
Huh, what if that's the sister planet to Planeta Diago? Buzz catches up with Mira whilst the music sting from Galaxy Quest plays. Buzz captures Mira, and as the two talk in the oddly similar cargo bay of Buzz Starcruiser, they hear XR and Booster in the other room. Which is where they could have easily been revealed that they were on the ship the whole time, instead of cutting back to them a couple of times. Especially when the second time that they do it is the scene before this one. Back at Phallic Symbolism 101, Zurg fires off another load. And I've just stopped caring about subtlety altogether now, haven't I? Before we cut right back to Buzz's ship, which makes me think that this script has a little trouble being surprising, given that it uses a lot of dramatic irony, but at the same time tries to set us up for surprise reveals, which really don't work most of the time.
What was that?
It's headed towards Star Command.
Wait, so how far away did Mira actually get then? If Star Command can be seen not too far away, she's either a really crappy pilot, or that ship was not as fast as people claimed. The team head back to Star Command, where Zurg has apparently turned off all the lights to save on the electric bill.
Report. Sensors indicate spooky. In fact, I'm going to have to go with very spooky.
Where is everyone?
What happened? I mean, there's no sign of a struggle.
My scanner is picking up some...
Lightyear! How good of you to join us!
Zurg tries to trap the team, but as his men are all evil now, their aim goes to couldn't hit a broadside of a barn, which allows the team to escape time and time again.
I had no idea Starcruiser could pull a move like that.
And neither did Zurg.
I'll make a note of it.
Once again, question the speed of their ships as Zurg catches up to them with people using the basic jetpacks.
I don't see anything that could stand in our way.
Sanity, reality, the laws of physics?
Zurg tries to blow up the group, but fails because he's an idiot, allowing them to sneak into Zurg's base.
First, the crystallic fusion core deactivates, and then... Blast! Rangers, condition status.
Not good.
Excellent, let's roll.
What now? That? That's not a spacecraft. It's obviously a weather balloon.
The more things change, the more they flip around a common saying. No, wait. Landing on Planet Z, Buzz tells the others to go back and help whoever they can, whilst all of them want to help him.
Mira, there's only one way for me to finish this mission. Alone.
But Buzz, that's against the rules. In the Star Command mission manual, it clearly states that no Ranger is to go into action without backup.
Well, here's a thought. Why not let Buzz go on his own, whilst Mira and XR team up, since they are technically Space Rangers as well? Although, given the fact that this entire mission was meant to be done with one big assault force, Buzz would have been getting help originally, so why wasn't he bitching about it then? Mira tries to use the rules of Star Command on Buzz, but has about as much luck as Rimmer in Red Dwarf, before Buzz sends all three of them away and goes to fight Zurg alone.
Next target! Oh, who haven't we perverted into a twisted reflection of my evil?
Ooh, how about the planet of easily frightened people?
On the far-off planet of easily frightened people!
I love this planet.
Buzz tries to frontally assault Zurg, but simply gets tackled for his trouble, as we get the quote-unquote surprise reveal of Agent Z.
Oh, come on, buddy. That's no way to treat your partner.
Warp?
Oh my, I would never have guessed this shocking twist. Never. Not in all my life. Did no one actually check for a body after the explosion? Because it feels like that would have been a dead giveaway that he wasn't dead. Warp reveals that he's been working with Zurg since the beginning, and that Buzz actually shouldn't be that surprised.
Look, Lightyear, I've been on Zurg's payroll since the Academy. Once I got the LGMs to spill the secret of the Unimind, the Big C brought me on full-time. My name's Dark Matter. I'm surprised here.
So you're saying that if you had been called Baker, you would have gone into making bread. Buzz sends out a distress message to the others in the form of a mission log, allowing them to reach him before he's brainwashed like everyone else.
See, this is where metal arms come in handy. I don't want to show off, but when you have to hold a heavy guy like...
Although I hope Buzz realizes he could have done that at any time and easily escaped that way, instead of resigning himself to death. The battle goes well for the rest of the team, with them managing to actually trap Zurg.
You will hear my voice mocking you! Evil rules!
Quick, someone get Hawkeye on him!
I got him.
With the evil Unimind threatening to blow, Buzz and Mira attempt to undo Zurg's corruption.
The LGM mind link was activated by a simple touch. Maybe, just maybe.
You're doing it!
I would ask how he knows he can do that, but I feel I'm not going to get any answers if I do.
Blast. Thanks to Zurg, the Unimind is rotten to the core.
Then let's get you to the core.
You're gonna ghost me?
You know, it could be that the Unimind is actually solid as a rock in the middle, and thus Buzz has actually been killed by Mira.
He's a goner.
Okay, maybe not. With everyone saved and the Unimind rescued, we get our standard Star Wars medal handing out scene of the main characters, as we finally end out the movie. So, what did I think? Well, while this movie does have some flaws in its plot, with the cliches scattered everywhere and a few questionable decisions by characters, I still wouldn't call this movie bad. The acting is good, especially Wayne Knight as Zurg, who does do his best Tim Curry impression throughout, and we're never on the comic relief of Booster and XR too long that it becomes an incessant and annoying, which can often be the problem in this kind of film. The film's pacing, however, seems a little sketchy, as we're often given scenes that aren't necessary that we cut away too briefly before returning to another scene that's usually something more pressing in the actual plot. When this was brought into the actual series, it became a 3-part episode, and Tim Allen's voice was dubbed over by Patrick Warburton, who would then go on to play Buzz for the rest of the TV series. And I feel like that's how this should be seen, not as a little over an hour long movie, but as a 3-part opening to a series, which would then explain the flicking back and forth between people a bit better than how it's handled in the movie. But that's all for now. I've been Tyus, this hasn't quite been of the season, and I'll see you all next time.
To infinity and beyond. We're blasting through the dawn. To another galaxy. Won't you come along with me to infinity and beyond? To infinity and beyond. Turn those thrusters on. Faster than the speed of light, we will carry the fight to infinity and beyond.
Good guys, we can fly far across the starry sky, past the moon and past the sun, with no good deed left undone.
There is a place in outer space
where
you can join in the fun.